argue with proof that the Ashkenazi Jews are not Israelis. They are not the children of Israel.
First of all, this girl's bio says comparative religion, and she constantly singles out Jews, so we already know where this is going.
Ashkenaz is one of the sons of Japheth.
Japheth is one of Noah's sons who is considered to be the father of Greeks and European ancestry.
Okay, Japheth is a brother to Sam.
Spoken like a true colonizer. It's not Sam, it's Shem.
You know, the Semites? So, Semites, descendants of Sam.
Shem is where the Jews are known to come from.
Japheth is another branch. And one of his descendants is Ashkenaz. This is in the book of Genesis. So Ashkenazi Jews are not even Israelites.
The land of Europe became known as the land of Ashkenaz, and this is in the Torah, but she's making the connection that the Ashkenazim of today are the children of Ashkenaz based on the similarity of a name. It's like saying that Native Americans come from India because they were once called Indians by mistake. This is like making the argument that Palestinians descended from Philistines because their name is similar when they have no genetic and cultural connection whatsoever.
These are Europeans that want to colonize because that's in the blood of Europe. Europe loves to colonize.
Why don't you talk about how Arabs love to colonize so much that they colonized 1/4 of the world, including almost half of Africa?
It's something that I cannot explain.
Yeah, she can't explain it because her argument is completely based on falsehood.
Europe, like the signature of Europe, that like the trademark of Europe, sees what the other people has and doesn't want to do fair trade like the other nations of the world. No. Why would I trade you for something when I can just take it?
Oh, you mean how the Arabs destroyed hundreds of cultures with their religion and Arabized thousands of languages? How did Islam spread to 50 countries? Did she think they were just holding hands and singing Kumbaya?
So, Ashkenazi Jews, according to the Torah, they're descendants of Japheth. Japheth, the brother of Sam. So they're not Semites.
Even if what she is saying has a semblance of truth, Ashkenazi Jews make up only 30% of Israel's entire population. Regardless, most ethnic Jews, whether they're white, black, or brown, can trace their lineage to a single ancestor in Judea.
But do you know, want to know who's Semites? Palestinians. Palestinians are, part of them are Arabs, of course, which are Semites. So persecuting against them is anti-Semitic.
This is what true colonizers do. They erase the history of native populations to the land they are trying to colonize. In this case, Arabs have been trying to delegitimize the Jewish connection to Israel in order to claim it. That's what from the river to the sea means. And that's why they go through all of this mental gymnastics just to justify anything to get rid of the Jewish people from their own lands.
Especially if you're not a Semite. Ashkenaz, they're Japhethites. They're not Semites. So they are the ones anti-Semitic, and they're calling Palestinians and Arabs anti-Semitic, which is a joke.
Palestinians aren't even an ethnic group to begin with. An Arab who claims to be a Palestinian can't even pronounce the word Palestine because the P is not in their alphabet. They are invaders of the Levant, historically speaking, since the 7th century.
For someone who hasn't read their book, they could believe it. But I read their books. I understand their history.
This is rich for someone to claim that she knows history, but will conveniently exclude the fact that Arabs stole Palestine from the Romans who colonized the land of Judea where Jews come from.
Have you read about the Khazars?
Okay, we're getting into conspiracy theory territory here.
They're people basically mass converted to Judaism?
Exactly, in Eastern Europe. And they had nothing to do with Israel and Jacob and the descendants of the children of Israel. They had nothing to do with them. They're just Europeans.
Khazars are actually Turkish, and their leaders converted to Judaism, and when their empire declined, they disappeared from history, blending in with the rest of the Jews in Europe who were already there from the diaspora. So the claim that she is making that Khazars make up the Ashkenazim is completely false. Genetic research of the Jewish diaspora can easily debunk this.
Whose king decided, I want to follow an Abrahamic religion. And he had an ambassador from Muslims, an ambassador from Christianity, and an ambassador from Judaism. And he chose Judaism. So he mass converted, forced his people, his nation, to become Jews, the Khazars. And they became the Ashkenaz.
There's actually no evidence that this mass conversion happened, just the leaders.
So they have nothing to do with Palestine. Nothing. But they're the ones in power now. Every single prime minister in Israel changed their name. Not even one exception. Every single prime minister.
Well, that's funny because Palestinians have Egyptian, Syrian, Lebanese, and other Arab last names. And the Jewish people, as a form of adaptation, had to change their names at some point in order to blend in with the cultures that they were mixing with. And so when they came back to Israel, they changed their last names for that reason. This doesn't just happen to Jews. This happens to migrants all the time. When they want to fit in with a population, they sometimes change their names. So kids, please don't get your education from these posers who wear a keffiyeh made from China.